Şanlıurfa still has so many secrets to uncover, and in this second part of our adventure, we're diving even deeper into its magic. We'll be exploring the ancient wonders of Göbekli Tepe, a place that's been standing for almost 12,000 years. We'll also visit Harran, famous for its beehive houses and deep-rooted history, one of the oldest continuously inhabited spots in the world. Then, we slow the pace with a dreamy boat ride through Halfeti, where part of the village quietly rests beneath the waters of the Euphrates River. And as night falls, we find ourselves wrapped up in one of Urfa's most soul-stirring traditions, the Sıra Gecesi, where music and delicious local foods bring people together. But hey, before we jump in, make sure you have seen the part 1 of our Şanlıurfa journey. It sets the stage perfectly for everything we're about to explore today. So we are starting our second day in Şanlıurfa, and of course we cannot start the day before having a good breakfast. So we are having a beautiful breakfast here at the hotel, and I found very interesting flavors here as well, which I haven't seen in any of the other provinces that we have previously visited here in the country, and is that they put grilled pepper and tomatoes. So I'm really excited to try those ones, and also the 3 different types of eggs, which are also very unique flavors from the region. So I'm excited to try all of this. And look, as I mentioned, this is the special egg with this with pepper jelly or something like that. So I'm very excited to try this one because this sounds very interesting, but just a little bit of it. So let's start. It's really good. Actually, you can feel a little bit of like sour flavor, but in a really good way. And the pepper is not spicy at all. So the pepper basically just to give that little extra flavor to the egg, and I just love that. It's really nice. I wanted to show you something very quick, and it is that when we are driving to our next destination, we saw something very interesting here. And because in case that you don't know, Turkey is one of the main producers of pistachio around the world. So the pistachio, the best pistachio you will find in the country will be precisely in Gaziantep, Şanlıurfa. So I wanted to show you where it comes from. So here you can see all the trees where the pistachio is harvested, and here we have so many fields filled with these trees. Before we continue with our video, and if you're wondering what's a great, affordable, and easy way to get internet abroad, let me introduce you to Nomad eSIM. This is a reliable solution that will save you time and money, covers over 170 countries, offers regional plans. Simply download our app, browse plans, select one, purchase it, click to install, and activate the plan. The process takes less than 5 minutes and can be done before your trip. This way, you'll have internet as soon as you land in your new destination. Installation and activation instructions are emailed after purchase. Just make sure that your mobile device is unlocked and supports eSIMs. Use my promo code for $5 off your first purchase over $10 and explore stress-free. Halfeti is located 116 kilometers from the city center of Şanlıurfa and also is close to Gaziantep. Gaziantep is only 105 kilometers away from Halfeti. This is a great destination if you are visiting Gaziantep and Şanlıurfa, and it will make a perfect day trip from any of these 2 provinces. Halfeti is an extraordinary place in Türkiye to visit because let's remember that this place has a lot of history with more than 3,000 years old. Halfeti in the past was called by many different names, since this area was once inhabited by many other civilizations like Assyrians, Hittites, Persians, Macedonians, and many others. It was an important location in southeastern Anatolia during the Roman Empire era, and after the Roman Empire, it came under the Byzantine rule, and it was also known as Rumkale, and remained outside the territory of Muslim states. After the reign of the Armenians during the Crusades, Rumkale or Halfeti came under the rule of the Mamluks, and finally during the reign of Yavuz Sultan Selim, the Ottomans. The city, which lost its strategic importance after this time, is one of the important places in Turkey that has a very important historical heritage to our day. Now, what's the importance of the Euphrates River? The ancient Mesopotamia, a region that includes all modern-day Iraq as well as parts of Syria, Turkey, and Iran, was located between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Mesopotamia's name comes from a Greek term meaning the land between the rivers and was one of the cradles of civilization. Many civilizations have thrived along the banks of the Euphrates, and one of the ancient world's most important cities, Babylon, was built along this river. The Euphrates was part of the Silk Road, a trade route which passed through Central Asia and Mesopotamia. Aleppo was a key stop along the famous trade route. In Halfeti at the moment there are two parts of it, the new Halfeti and the old Halfeti. At the moment we are going to explore the old Halfeti, and this is basically formed by the old farmhouses, the mosques and other places that in the early 2000s were submerged on the water after the Pistachio Dam was built. After the dam was built, all the residents of the old Halfeti were told that they have to move away to another part, which nowadays is the new Halfeti. New Halfeti is about 15 kilometers away from these parts. And of course, one of the best ways to explore this area is by boat. You can either take the public ones or the private ones. In our case, we have taken the private one because it is much more comfortable for us in order to record and to show you everything. But if you don't want to spend that much money, also you can take the private ones. Imagine it this way. It is like if you are taking the Bosphorus tour in Istanbul in the public ferries. We have just arrived to probably one of the most important places that you can see during this tour, and now we're going to give you a little introduction of why exactly this place is as it is right now. So for that we will have our friend and guide Bilge, who will be explaining to you.
So we are in ancient village Halfeti, which is a sunken village, which is abandoned. In history, around 800-900 people used to live here. But now we are in Euphrates River, as you can see, beautiful waters of Euphrates River. And we are between two dams, Brejik and Atatürk Dam. So the water was rising up. This is how the village was underground. Here you can see the minaret of the mosque, so it's just the minaret. So imagine all the mosque building is underground. So you can imagine how much the city was sunken. So the water was rise, so they had to abandon the village. So today there is another Halfeti, which is New Halfeti, which is 10 kilometers away from here. So people, they have to abandon the village because of the water, and then now they are mainly living in New Halfeti.
Also, this town of Halfeti has a very special characteristic, and that is that here we have the black roses. But for that, I will have also Bilge to explain to us if they are real or not, because maybe some of you have seen online that there are black roses here in Turkey. But let's learn a little bit more about it.
So Halfeti is the only place in the world where they grow naturally black roses. Well, now we are not in the season, so unfortunately we cannot see black roses, but they sell many products of black roses around in this town. But this place is very special, and in the world you can only see black roses here in Halfeti.
Are they fully black or more
It's more like very dark red, but it almost looks like black, especially with the sun and the heat of the area. They grow like very dark red, but then they turn into black, especially when they dry. So it's real that they are really black roses.
And what is the reason why in this area the black roses grow?
Well, when we talk with locals here, they say that like from their childhood, because of the earth, because of the sun, because the sun gets really strong here in summertime, yes, which converts that dark red into black. And also they say that our land is very special, that's why it grows only here in Halfeti. So it's basically the nature of the area,
They
nature
are
of the village.
blessed in a way to have that
yes.
unique flower.
Yes, they are actually.
All right, so you already know that if you want to see the black roses here in Türkiye, you have to come to Halfeti, but it's only during a certain season. It's not all year round. So you can only come either during spring or during fall or autumn.
Are you looking to explore this amazing region with a local touch? Then join us on an unforgettable tour with Reminder Tour. Just hit the link in the description box or the pinned comment. We'll take care of the rest. Now, we're heading to our next stop, Göbekli Tepe, the oldest known temple in human history ever discovered. This ancient site is almost 12,000 years old and still full of mystery. The entrance fee is 20 euros, and after passing through the ticket area, you can check out a small exhibition hall where you can see a quick introduction of the site. Then you hop on a shuttle that takes you up to the main site. It's a very short ride, and along the way, the landscape already gives you a sense of just how ancient and unique this place is. Göbekli Tepe's story didn't begin with a grand excavation or a big research team. It started quietly, almost by accident. Back in 1983, a local farmer was simply plowing his field just outside Şanlıurfa when his tool struck something unusual, a carved stone. He did what anyone would, he brought it to the local museum, but sadly, the stone was stored away and forgotten, left to gather dust in a depot. Years later, in 1995, the German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt was in the region doing a different research. While visiting the Şanlıurfa Museum, he noticed those same mysterious stones, and something about them caught his eye. He started asking questions, but no one could tell him much, so he followed his trail himself. Through his own efforts, Schmidt tracked down the local farmer who found a carved stone, found the field, and began the first real excavations at Göbekli Tepe. What he uncovered will change everything we thought we knew about human history. Massive T-shaped pillars arranged in circles, carved with animals, symbols, and shapes that spoke of a forgotten world. For a long time, it was believed religion came after people settled down, but Göbekli Tepe, built by hunter-gatherers around 12,000 years ago, turned that idea upside down. It shows us that belief might have come first, even before farming. Today, Göbekli Tepe is known as the ground zero of history, and since 2018, it's been a proud part of UNESCO's World Heritage List. And it all began with a farmer, a forgotten stone, and a curious mind who refused to give up.
And I would like to welcome our friend and guide, Bilge. In case that you haven't seen our video about Ephesus, I would like to invite you to go watch that video, because also she was our guide there, and she was showing us everything and telling us all the important things about that archaeological site. So today we are here in Göbekli Tepe, another very important site in Türkiye, and today she will explain to each one of you why this place is so important and why it also changed history.
So, welcome to Göbekli Tepe. We are in Göbekli Tepe now, the place, the 0 point of history, actually, which changed history. This place is older than Stone Age. This place is older than pyramids. What is here? This is actually a complex of temples. So you can see there are round-shaped temples. You can see some animal depicted on T-shaped stones. So this place was dedicated a religion or god or goddess that we don't know so far, because there were no inscriptions, so there is nothing written here. Excavation started here in 1994 by Klaus Schmidt, a German archaeologist, and he discovered that this was a temple that nomadic, gathered, hunted people. They were visiting here certain time of a year for religious rituals. So they were dedicating animals, sacrificing animals here for a religion that we don't know today, and there were no settlement discovered around here. So this is interesting, because what we were believing so far, before the discovery of Göbekli Tepe, people first discovered agriculture, and then they started to settle, they founded villages, and then religions started. But here, before agriculture, before settlements, there was a religion. There was something in common, gathering different nomadic groups here and they were doing rituals. They used this place around 1,500 years, and then surprisingly they just filled it up and then abandoned this area. So this is really interesting, a very interesting place.
One of the most well-known historical places in Şanlıurfa is the 250-year-old cone-shaped houses in Harran, about 50 minutes away from the city center. Each dome is a separate room, and the more domes a house has, the richer the family used to be. These houses are built to stay cool in the summer and warm in the winter. They are made from rose leaves, straw, soil, and egg whites, and their shape gets narrower towards the top, reaching about 5 meters high. The outside is covered with wet clay, which has helped keep them in good condition for centuries. From time to time, they are repaired to prevent damage. The domes have open tops, allowing sunlight and fresh air inside while letting smoke escape. People no longer live in these houses, but they are protected for tourists to visit. When you arrive, friendly locals will be happy to show you around and share their history.
This is the house, my grandfather house. My grandfather, 14th century AD, he came to Iraq in Fallujah. He taken in castle and university brickstone, and after that he built in this house. This is the house, summertime cool, wintertime hot. Every one room they build in 1,500 brickstone. So now in Harran, people, nobody living this house. This is the guest room, traditional room. And this room, my grandfather room, when he's alone, he's staying here. When people they come, he came to the guest room. And this is the room, kitchen room. People, they make in here bread. And also in Harran, famous meal, couscous meal. You know, in Harran people, they like the couscous meal, they like it. And also, when they came to one house for guests, you know, in Harran people, they cut the sheep and goat and they make it in here meat.
After you finish touring the houses, you can also wear some traditional clothing they have for visitors and take some nice photos. When wearing the clothes, it's recommended to tip the family. After exploring these incredible places, we came back to our hotel for something special, a Sıra Gecesi. Şanlıurfa is rich not only in history and culture, but also in music. This traditional gathering means Night of the Road, because originally, friends and family will take turns hosting it each week. It's all about community, music, and food. Picture people singing TÜRKİYE or traditional folk songs, playing the bağlama, dancing, singing, and sharing local dishes, especially freshly prepared çiğ köfte. Over time, Sıra Gecesi has become more than just a local tradition. It's a cultural experience that visitors can also enjoy. It's a kind of night that stays with you. And as an interesting fact, Şanlıurfa folk music, with its rich melodies, abundant lyrics, numerous works, and high-quality systematic performance, was designated as a City of Music by UNESCO in 2023. It's been an unforgettable trip. If you enjoy exploring with us, make sure to subscribe because next we are off to the beautiful city of Mardin. And trust me, you are going to love it. See you next time. Bye-bye.